What actually happens when you set boundaries with a narcissist? Nobody talks about this part. Everybody online says set boundaries, gray rock, protect your energy, choose yourself, right? But nobody really talks about what actually happens to your body after you finally do it. Nobody really talks about the fact that after you finally say, no, I can't do this anymore. This doesn't work for me. You cannot speak to me like this. I'm done. Your body may react like you just survived a car accident. Your stomach tightens, your heart is racing, you can't sleep. The cortisol goes up. There's no sleep, really. You replay everything, the conversations over and over for hours. You feel guilty. You feel fear, adrenaline, panic, sometimes nausea. And then you start thinking, oh my God, maybe I was too harsh. Maybe I simply overreacted. Maybe I should just explain myself better. No. What's happening is your nervous system that is reacting to conditioning. And if you've been in a long-term narcissistic relationship, especially with a covert narcissist, your body has probably learned something very dangerous, that the boundaries are unsafe. This is what people don't understand about narcissistic abuse. It's not always screaming. It's not always obvious cruelty. Sometimes it's years and years and years of very subtle conditioning. Let me give you an example. You express a need and there is a tension. Or you say, no, there will be punishment. There is punishment. You ask for respect. There is guilt. You try to leave, there is escalation. You try to have independence, there is chaos, emotional chaos all over. And after enough years, your body stops seeing boundaries as normal, especially when you're an empath. Your body starts seeing boundaries as danger. And this is why empaths are so confused. Because intellectually, in your head, you know the boundary is healthy. But physically, your body feels like, we are not safe. There is a danger coming my way. And this is where so many empaths abandon themselves. Because the nervous system activation becomes so uncomfortable that they go back and soften the boundary. They over-explain, they apologize, they negotiate, they try to make the other person comfortable with the boundary. Listen carefully, please. Please listen carefully. A healthy boundary is not something you beg another person to approve of. And this is one of the hardest lessons for empaths. Because most empaths were trained from childhood to manage the emotional temperature of everyone around them. Keep the peace, don't upset, explain yourself, be understanding, be flexible, be compassionate. Please be compassionate, be accommodating. So when you finally stop over-functioning, your entire nervous system panics, not because you are weak, because your body remembers what happened every time you stopped complying. And this is exactly why narcissistic relationships are so psychologically exhausting, not only psychologically, energetically as well. From the outside, the narcissistic person can still look high-functioning, productive, successful, confident, right? Meanwhile, the empath is internally carrying hypervigilance, anxiety. That leads also to a lot of GI problems, walking on eggshells, constant emotional labor, and nervous system exhaustion. You're always tired, but you don't know why. And here is the part nobody says out loud. Sometimes the narcissistic person is not even consciously thinking, how do I destroy this person? Very often, this is not conscious. But the system of the relationship becomes built around one person carrying the emotional and nervous system for both people. So the empath is carrying all of it. That's why you can leave a narcissistic relationship and still feel terrified after sending one simple text message, email, or phone call. Your body remembers what usually happens after you stop making yourself smaller. That's trauma conditioning. This is not weakness. And this is where Dr. Ramani and Dr. Peter Salerno and trauma specialists are absolutely right. Your body often reacts before your conscious mind fully catches up. Your nervous system learns survival patterns. And survival patterns do not disappear overnight just because you intellectually understand the abuse. This is why healing is not just the mindset work. It's nervous system work, because healing does not mean I never ever get triggered again. Healing actually means I get triggered and I no longer abandon myself afterwards. You stop measuring truth by how comfortable did this boundary make me feel immediately. Because sometimes, and quite often actually, healthy boundaries feel terrifying in unhealthy dynamic, especially in the beginning. But here's the trick. Slowly, through repetition, your body starts learning something new. Your body starts learning, I can really survive someone being upset with me. I can survive disappointing people. I can survive not fixing everyone. This is big. I can survive not over-explaining. I can survive saying no. This one is big, to say no. Oh, that is emotional sovereignty, not perfection, not becoming cold, not becoming emotionless, but finally realizing that your nervous system deserves safety. And honestly, sometimes the shaking after the boundary is not proof you did something wrong. Quite often, it is a proof you finally stopped betraying yourself.